So everyone, Craig Hanson, guys, welcome to my video, how to draw the driver. Something in this video for everyone. Towards the end of the video, we'll be looking at some basic tips and feels that you can use immediately on the driving range and out on the golf course to help you drive the ball more effectively and move into the direction of this purely hit draw. Starting off, we'll be looking at the great man McIlroy, perhaps the greatest driver of the golf ball in the world, and definitely one of the best, and aesthetically perhaps the best driver swing of all time. Zooming in, looking at some incredible clips here of hand and wrist alignments, and from here we're going to gather some information, some feel, and in the middle of the video we're going to be looking at some flight scope numbers and some slow motion clips to give you a better insight when you're analyzing your own swings. Guys, let's have a look at this club face position on the right side here. From the sweet spot down, we're looking at around 45 degrees, around about. Now just remember that I said that. Okay, now when we go a little bit further forwards into the swing, the hands and wrists move in a slightly different fashion when we're looking at hitting a draw. Okay, so we're going to be seeing that the lead wrist here is cupped, it's moved into extension. Now a lot of people think that that's a mistake. Okay, but what we're seeing is with the right hand, if he was to take that right hand off the golf club here, and open up the fingers, that right palm is pointed away from him with the lead wrist moved into extension. Now the reason I say this is that if you are to mimic certain positions, right, if you get yourself in that position there without a golf ball and then swing back and then back through, you start and close your eyes, perhaps you start to gather some feels. It's obviously we need feel, we need sensations. Right? We can't think about every single thing in the swing. So that's what we're doing. We're stealing a feel. We're moving our hands and wrists in a fashion that, like the best players in the world. Now I can guarantee you, I've filmed 35,000 swings or something. When you're looking at this position here, club golfers are not getting their hands into this position. Now let's have a look on this side as well here. Now when we get a little bit further, see that right hand here really pointed away from him. Have a look at that lead wrist position, that lead wrist into extension. And this is a great hand and wrist motion for a draw. Now when we're looking at the backswing here, this is another feel that we're looking at here. When we're taking that club away, we can see how that right hand's pointed, that palm, that top hand there, people. If he was to open that up, that hand's pointed away from him, and later in the video I'll show you exactly how to feel that, move that position there. Now when you're looking at analysing your swings, okay, that's really what you should be doing with the V1 Golf app. Partners, V1 Sports, V1 Golf, partners with worldclassgolf.com, where we teach you how to become your own coach. When you draw a line straight up the shaft, you can get a really good gauge of where this entry is. Now have a look at that club head coming down, look at that. Parallel to that original shaft plane here. And people, get yourself in a position close to this, and you're going to be getting that club head to come down underneath this line. And this is where I'm going to show you how you can estimate how to hit it from the inside, coming up right now. Okay, so just remember that position there. Let's have a look at a couple of shots I hit today. All right, as we look at a fade versus a draw. Here's the draw. Okay, on the left, here's the slice, I should say. This one was out on the right. And then we'll have a look at the flight scope numbers. All right, we'll get up to the top of the swing. We'll see this club head come down, and we'll see that similar position with that shaft. We'll see the fade here. We'll see I've come over the top of that deliberately, but have a look at that club head. And there's so many people around the world in this position and not knowing they're doing it. But they could if they were filming their swings with their mobile phones. You just pop it on your bag or a little stand, the stuff that we're showing you in World Class Golf Instruction, how to use the app and get in there and really work with evidence-based material. Now, if I draw up a line right over this golf ball, and I can sort of illustrate that that's a wall, right? Pop that up over here. But guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit the button, hit the bell. Plenty of videos coming your way. Pop a line up here over that there. All right, and you'll see that this club head crashes into the wall. All right, now this is 8 degrees from the outside, and this is 3 degrees, 3.8 or something from the inside. All right, let's have a look at some of the numbers. Let's see what happened with these two shots here. Here's the draw. All right, we'll take that line off the screen here. So what do we got? Sorry that it's in meters, but we can see down the bottom here we've got 257 meters here. We hit it was 3.8 degrees from the inside, and it's looking like that. Okay, we can see how far the shot went. The spin was the driving range ball, perhaps a little bit too much spin on it. 3,000 and yeah, up to, what have we got? 257 meters, so not a bad time. Speed is about 109, so not too bad. Now, let's have a look at the slice, and we'll have a look at the difference here. Now let's have a look at this. We've got 199 meters. We've actually swung faster at 111, which is pretty quick. But look at the spin on this thing, 4,900. Now the more spin you've got, the more resistance you've got in the air. And you can obviously see, as we've just seen, the difference between how that shaft is moving down, you know, and coming in from this position. So you're never going to draw it from here, with that club head being 8 degrees from the outside. Now we need to get that club head coming in underneath the line. Different ways to go about doing it, but you know, that's what we need. Otherwise, we're just not going to get the right curvature on the golf ball.
World-class golf instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied to helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of world-class golf instruction.
So guys, one of the checkpoints looking at through the golf ball to hit a draw is really when the club's around parallel to the ground here. And you can draw a line down from your back here, and you'll see that I've got my swing on this side here. We see that with Jack Nicklaus on the other side here, we can just get a bit of a gauge of where we are through the golf ball. And if we can get closer to this type of position, it just helps us get a little bit more from the inside and to get underneath the golf ball and hit that nice high draw down the fairway. And your body's going to be in similar positions here really through the golf ball. You're going to be seeing this a lot. And obviously with you know, some of the really flexible players on tour, they can do it very easily, but you'll be surprised in this position here. When we're looking at perhaps the length of swing, yes, sure, that becomes a little bit difficult with, you know, the older people. But if you're looking at really getting yourself into a bit of a position through the ball with a slight arching of the back, it's not as demanding on the body as perhaps you would think. And I think it's very important to notice that. Let's just have a look at McIlroy now through the golf ball before we explore some of these basic feels and thoughts in the next clip coming up through the golf ball. We can see these players often in very similar positions through the golf ball. So a slight feel there for you, getting an arch in the back. Now let's have a look at some of the ways we can practice hitting a draw, and I'll take you through some of the feels that you can take directly out onto the golf course.
So righto guys, let's have a look now at getting our hands and wrists to move in the correct fashion. We'll talk about a couple of things here, basic thoughts and feels. Remember on the golf course that when you're playing golf, the dominating thought needs to be the golf ball, and the swing thought will, you know, work in the background. We're not going out there, we're not playing, you know, golf swings, we're playing golf. But on the driving range, getting your reps in, you know, lots of practice swings, going between different thoughts and trying to get some of these positions that are simply really unnatural programmed. You know, so we don't need any attention to them. Now looking at obviously the grip position, just quickly guys, you know, moving that into a 2-knuckle to a 3-knuckle grip. So you're seeing the logo, you're going to get more play and movement out of that joint, more speed, more lag, and the club face in a more aggressive position. And when it's into a 1-knuckle grip, really not getting much play and movement out of that joint, and the club face tends to fan open, making it really difficult to hit draws. Okay, there's been a couple of people that have been able to do it, but extremely difficult. Now let's have a look at just quickly a couple of things I've spoken about. We're going to use a little bit of technique, all right, and then I'm going to go into a feel. We learn up to 40–50% visually. That is a 90-degree angle. What's the half of it? It's 45. All right, so 80, 70, moving into 45. That's 90 degrees, 80, 70, and 45 being over in that direction. Remember I said that because we're looking at a right hand position here and a right hand position here, and we're going to be talking about the feels. Tennis racket with the bullseye. I've spoken about this recently on another video. As we move the hand back and the lead arm is parallel to the ground, that right hand is going to be pointed, when I open it up, that palm of that right hand at around 45. Okay, now you can just groove that back and get your hand into that 45 position. You can do it without a golf club. In fact, just getting it, that's unnatural, and it does get your shoulders to move more effectively, sets up your wrist alignments, keeps you on top of the ball. Now when I tend to open the face up. You can see my shoulders starting to move. This right hand position, really important, getting that set up and away from you. Now, in a nutshell, what we're trying to do is get the right hand away here and the right hand away here. Now, this through swing here, this is the area that is very unnatural for you. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the through swing now, and we're going to look also at the upside down 90-degree angle, right? We're going to move it into 45. We're going to be looking at this angle here, so that when we move through the golf ball, this club head, I'll just get the tour stick back out, this club head's going to be pointed down around 45 degrees. Okay, now to do this, we need to get the hands and the wrists also moving effectively. Now this lead wrist is going to move back into extension, and this right hand's going to have a curve on it, and you're going to do that, you're going to get the face at around 45. Now if you start from this position here, swing back and then through, you'll start to gather feels and sensations. Right hand pointed away into this position here, and you just come back and you can do lots of slow motion swings, and guess what, all of a sudden you start putting your hands and wrists into positions that are very similar to great ball strikers, stealing a feel and getting in there and then practicing and understanding, really filming your swings with your mobile phones. And that is where on worldclassgolf.com we're showing people how to film their swings. We're partners now with V1 Golf, and getting in there and really giving people the understanding of becoming their own coach, working with evidence-based material, getting on the right track instead of searching and jumping through video to video. Work with evidence-based material. Guys, if you're after online lessons, I'm teaching people from all around the world. CraigHansonGolf.com. Get on worldclassgolf.com. There's a free trial series. You can jump on that, take the free trial series, and simply have a look. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. We've got plenty of great videos, close to 1,000, and some really, really exciting things coming up, and so much there for advanced players. We have a lot of professionals also on the site. Guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll catch up with you next time.